If you want to lock in all the flavors in your chicken stew, this is the recipe you should be using all the time. Yes, this is my best chicken stew recipe ever. So do stay with me and let's get started. So I have my very well cleaned chicken. I'm going to go ahead and season it. Just doing something minimal. Ginger, garlic, onion powder, some salt and chicken seasoning. I'm going to massage it into the chicken very, very well. And then I'll leave it to sit for maybe an hour and then I'll start my stew. If you're going to do the marination overnight, please do not over salt this or else the following morning it will be too salty. So do take note of that, okay? So as this sits, I'm going to go ahead and start my stew, like I said, an hour later. So we are back after 1 hour. In my saucepan, I'm going to add in some oil, just vegetable oil, okay? You can use any cooking oil of your choice, but I prefer vegetable oil for this recipe. And then I'll go ahead and fry my vegetables, yes. I'm going to be using some peppers, onions, garlic, and ginger. Those I'm going to fry first, and then I'll go ahead to fry other vegetables or another vegetable later, which you'll be seeing, okay? So this step ensures that, first of all, the moisture in the middle of the process is reduced drastically. Also, I'm sure we all know that when you fry these vegetables, they bring out the flavors, okay? So especially the onions, the sweetness is developed from this point, okay? So make sure you are frying very well, but make sure you're also not burning it. So medium heat, and then you're good to go. We are not looking to, if you're Ghanaian, we are not looking to make shit, okay? So don't over fry this. Just when it's slightly brown, then you take it out of your oil. So this process I am making for those who do not have ovens and sometimes complain about the fact that some of us food content creators put our vegetables in the oven to roast a bit before we use it for our stew. This is one method which is the same, or if I may say, probably a little better than putting your vegetables in the oven or air fryer to roast, okay? So same way I'm frying my tomatoes, you can see that most of the juice in the tomatoes or some of the juice in the tomatoes have been released into the oil. We are doing great, okay? So once all that is out, I'll blend and set aside, but I'm going to fry my chicken. So, like I said in the beginning, this stew locks in all the flavors. So you can tell I'm doing everything in one saucepan, okay? So once the chicken pieces go in, just take your time to fry it beautifully. How long you fry your chicken is dependent on you, okay? If you want the chicken to brown properly, please fry it for a longer time. And also, we are doing this on a high heat, so we are not entirely cooking the chicken because obviously it will not be entirely possible to do that at this point, okay? But as you cook and flip, you'd realize that some of it is browning and some of the meat is also cooking. So you are sure that you're on the right path, okay? And we are making sure that there is no blood in there. So as much as the heat is high, we are not going to rush the process. So personally, I give this about 15 minutes to fry and then I took it out of the oil. If you're new here, hello, my name is Yasmin. This is my kitchen taste and bloom. You're welcome to subscribe and join this amazing blooming family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch me. I am truly grateful. Also, if you've watched the video till this end, give me a thumbs up on the video, okay? There's a like button below the video. Just click it for me so that YouTube will continue to recommend my content to other viewers as well. Thank you so much for doing that. So once my chicken is out, I'm going to fry my onions for about 2 minutes. The oil is already hot, so you don't need to do much with the onions, okay? Just a few minutes and then they are caramelized and beautiful and ready to receive the other ingredients. So next I'm adding some tomato paste. If you don't like tomato paste in your chicken stew, feel free to omit it, okay? Now, you remember the vegetables we fried in the beginning, right? At this point, they are blended, okay? We are going to add it into the pot or the saucepan once my tomato paste has fried beautifully. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and season my stew. So I'm just doing basic curry powder and some chicken seasoning and also my natural spices, okay? Nothing more, nothing less. Because I added salt in the chicken, I didn't want to salt or add salt at this stage, okay? Once the chicken goes back into the stew and I taste for salt and I feel like it's on the lower side, then I'll add a bit more salt. But at this point, I did not add any salt to the stew. So like I mentioned, now my blended vegetables will go in, and I'll give my blender just a small rinse, like just use small water to rinse it and then add it back into the stew. Because I mentioned that I don't want the stew to have too much moisture from the beginning. That's why I fried the vegetables. Oh, and also I did not blend the vegetables with any water, so please take note of that. Now at this point, right, we are going to add our chicken back into our stew. Yes, like I said, this is a flavorful chicken stew, and I'm sure you're going to love the recipe. So once the chicken pieces go in, you reduce your fire, and then you cover the saucepan and allow it to cook completely. But of course, go in to check up on the stew maybe after every 5 minutes so that it does not burn, okay? So once the oil settles on top, you know that your stew is ready. It's as simple as that, okay? When the stew is ready, you are free to add in any vegetables of your choice. I chose just some green bell peppers and that was it, okay? Because my squad was going to enjoy this with us and I didn't want their complaints, basically. On this particular day, we enjoyed this flavorful chicken stew with some curry rice and it was so good. Let me know in the comment section what you are going to pair with this very delicious stew, because I'm sure you're going to try the recipe because I know you're going to enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below on your way out. Share this video. Give me a thumbs up. And until we meet again, please keep blooming.